Hey Pisces, I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you're all faring well with Saturn's retrograde motion. There's a lot going on in your guys' 11th house of friends, groups, and associations. So there's been activity there with Mars, the action planet. But you also have Saturn, the stern taskmaster, the one that tests the house. So your friendships have been being tested. You also have Pluto there, which is about handling your own personal power within friendships. Transformation definitely occurring within your friendship house. Mars transit there most of last month, and for the first part of this month is definitely activity focused on friendships, groups, and even becoming a part of any type of association, group, or anything like that, humanitarian effort, stuff like that, with Mars transit there. You guys are going to be going into a little bit of a slowdown when Mars changes signs on the 15th of this month. But first, I want to get into what's happening on the 15th of this month because it's crazy. It's crazy in a good way. There's going to be a huge energy shift come the middle of the month, okay? Uranus, first of all, is changing signs after its 7-year transit through the sign of Aries, is now moving into Taurus. So for you guys have been having Uranus in your second house of earned income and money and the things that bring you pleasure and your values and what it is you value. So having Uranus, the innovator, the rebel, the do it a different way, the instability of Uranus can definitely bring about a lot of revelations, new ways of doing things, especially when it comes to technology and futuristic thinking and all that in your second house, is finally come to an end. Okay, so a lot of you are going to start seeing more stabilized finances if you've been having kind of up and down shifts, or if you've been trying out new different ways of making money with Uranus's transit through your second house in Aries. On the 15th, it's going to shift signs, which is a big transit and a big shift. And it's going to move into your third house of communication technology, the way you communicate, the way you process information. A lot of you can upgrade your technology, get a new car. It has to do with travel, local travel, transportation, computers, technology, telephones, all that stuff. And Uranus is the planet of innovation, the future. Okay, so there's a lot of upgrade and changes that are going to go there. But of course, there's always the Uranus shakeup that brings about these changes. And it's going to be transiting Taurus for the next 7 years. So there's a lot of transformation that's going to happen in terms of this area for you guys, okay? You're going to get really creative. Not that you're not already. You guys are super creative. But the way that you think is going to go through a transformation, and you're going to be more willing to speak your mind and say how you feel and try different things. Okay, there's going to be a huge transformation occurring over the period of the 7 years. Now, it's not going to happen all in one day. It's going to be a process because Uranus transit is a long time. So it is a process, but there's going to be an energy shift in the way that you guys think. And you can come up with really creative ideas, really creative ideas. Those of you that are writers or speakers or creative people, with Uranus transit in your house of mind, you can really find yourself thinking out of the box. And it's really good for coming up with new ideas. So this is going to be a big shift. It's going to happen over a period of time. Right now, you currently have Mercury in your second house of earned income. So there's a lot of thinking going about how you're going to make money, probably even receiving money, thinking of new ways to make money. And then with Uranus's shift into your third house, you're going to be able to start implementing some of those ideas. You're going to come up with some really crazy, creative ideas. It also is the house of siblings, so you can rejoin long lost siblings, or spend more time with them, or find them being more rebellious, breaking free even from old routines. Uranus is the father of Saturn, and Saturn is about convention, and Uranus is about the unconventional. So just to give you an idea of Uranus, is about doing things unconventionally. So there's a lot of freedom in that, a lot of freedom to be yourself and be authentic to yourself. So this is awesome. You currently have the sun transiting your third house right now. So this is where you find pride and joy and charisma, and you just shine. So you're probably feeling a lot more talkative. You're going to be feeling a lot more talkative, communicative, putting your efforts into communicating your ideas. Venus is transiting in Gemini, and that's your fourth house of home. So you guys are going to be seeing benefits coming to the home, family, early childhood, all that stuff. When Venus transits there, you can find gifts coming to the home, you wanting to splurge on home, making the home more comfortable, buying new cooking stuff, new sheets, new blankets, new curtains, a new rug, whatever, something to spruce up the home. You can find gifts coming for the home. It's a good time to look for a new apartment for those of you that are looking, or a house. It's a good time to do all things home oriented. Spending more time with the family is really good. But you will see home improvements during the course of Venus's transit here, which will be up until she changes signs, which is on the 19th of this month. Then she will enter Cancer. And that's a whole nother ball game. That's all about fun, love, and romance, your fifth house of creativity. So that will be next month. Some of you guys might be experiencing some of this earlier, and some might be experiencing this later. I do want you to please listen to your ascendant sign as well, because both houses will be affected. And in these general forecasts, in order for them to be more accurate, you do have to listen to both your sun and your ascendant, because the planets are all in different houses for all of you, and they're all having different aspects. So these general forecasts are really just that, general. But I try to cover the general themes for everyone. And so for you guys, your benefits are going to be coming to the home environment, family, around the home, your physical home, and all of that is where you're going to see and have luck. Okay. Now, there's also going to be on the 15th when Uranus shifts signs into Taurus, which is really big. And this is why I'm saying the 15th is going to be a big day and an energy shift, because Uranus is changing signs, but also Mars is moving signs on the 15th into the sign of Aquarius, which is going to occupy your 12th house. And the 12th house is the house that you guys rule, which is alone time, private time, secret time, time in privacy, sleeping, the dream world, fantasies, illusions, spiritual quests, all that stuff. So having Mars move there on the 15th will feel like a little bit of a slowdown for you guys. Some of you might be experiencing some insomnia. Some of you might be having an overactive mind. If you tend to fall into worry, please don't do that. Mars is there just activating your subconscious, so you can tend to think things over a lot. You're in your head a lot. You can feel a slowdown, as if your actions really aren't moving forward. I just experienced it, with Mars transiting Capricorn, and I found myself feeling just kind of, like exhausted, physically exhausted. But it's not always the case. It's different for everyone. But you can find yourself, the 12th house is about seclusion, privacy, secrets, things behind the scenes. Big things can happen from behind the scenes too. This is about good karma and bad karma, depending upon what you have. Mars here can bring about good karma, good spiritual insights. You may want to, dive deep into spiritual quests, finding the answers to mysteries, investigating religion or metaphysical sciences of all sorts. Meditation is definitely favored. But it's a time when usually you feel like you are moving a lot slower than you normally do, okay? And you guys work well with this energy, so I don't see this being a problem. And it's not going to be until the 15th of this month when Mars actually moves into Aquarius. So from the 15th on to the first part of June, it might be a little bit of a slowdown, but you do have a lot of other things, this energy shift with Uranus happening, and then Venus transiting in your 4th house of home, making it comfortable and making it pleasant, and also receiving gifts and making the home your comfort spot, is going to be really, really good for you guys. Now, there is also a new moon that's occurring, and this is in your 3rd house of Taurus. So when Uranus switches it on the 15th, switches into Taurus, there's going to be a new moon that same day. So there's going to be a new moon. Uranus moves into Taurus and Mars moves into Aquarius. So this is a lot of changes happening on the 15th. So that's why on the 15th, there's going to be a lot of changes occurring, okay? And in your 3rd house, having this new moon, a lot of new ideas are going to come to you. They're just going to come shooting to you. And you're going to have, some of you might buy new technology. Some of you might get rid of technology that's been holding you back. There's a lot of new upgrades and changes that are going to happen all within your 3rd house of communications, technology, siblings, local neighborhood travel, around the neighborhood travel. Some of you might be renewing a lease on your car. Some of you might buy a new car. Some of you might have some car troubles that cause you to have to upgrade or fix something so that way everything is smooth and running. But usually it's really positive. New moons bring in new energies. It's awesome to set new intentions as far as what it is you want to accomplish on new moons, because they're in the building phase. They are very positive for setting intentions for what it is that you want to bring in manifestation. So definitely do that on the 15th with the new moon and this whole shift that's happening. But the 15th is going to be a big shift for everyone. And for you guys in particular, it's going to be a whole new way of thinking, processing information, a whole new way of perceiving things. The mind is a very important part of us, and the 3rd house is the mind. It's communication. So having a new moon there, the sun transiting there, Uranus moving in there, and then Mars is moving to your 12th house of the subconscious mind and the spiritual realms and all of that. There's a lot of uncovering things about yourself that are going to come into the light, and you can make some really positive changes. So it's going to be a really good month. Just a little bit of a slowdown come the 15th for you guys through the first part of June, where you might want to spend more time by yourself. You're going to be really comfortable with yourself, so don't worry if you feel like, oh no, I'm going to spend time by myself. It's actually a time where you kind of prefer to, but not the entire time. Just on and off. It's like in waves. There's like phases of the planet transits. So overall, I mean, it does look really good. Venus transiting your 4th house, seeing home improvements, feeling good at home, feeling comfortable at home. And then Jupiter is retrograde also. And Jupiter is in your guys' 9th house of spirituality and higher learning and philosophy and religion and travel. So there's a lot of illuminations, realizations, expansion happening with you guys, opening up your horizons, understanding more about yourself, what it is that you want to do, who you are, what's your bigger purpose, learning something new, taking on a new travel, but learning something new, expanding your horizons. And travel is definitely on board with Jupiter transiting your 9th house during the course of his transit there, which is approximately a year and a half, and he's in retrograde motion, so you still got a little while to further capitalize on that. So vacations can be coming up, starting new courses, learning a new subject, learning a new language even. There's a lot of that stuff. So there's definitely a lot of spirituality going on, which is right up your guys' alley. A lot of spirituality, a lot of deeper understandings of self, and a little bit of a slowdown come the middle of the month. But overall, there's going to be a lot of energy changes happening, a lot of things going on with you guys in terms of the way that you think, the way that you process information, technology, all that stuff, and improving your home this month and having good times at home. So I hope that you guys found this helpful. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, also please do so, and click the bell so you can get notified of all my uploads as they come. Otherwise, I'm wishing you guys a very happy, positive month, and I will see you guys back in June. Thanks so much for listening.